Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back as always. The support is always appreciated. If you could please leave a like, subscribe. All it takes is just one click of a button. You don't have to sign up for anything. Literally, just if you're on YouTube, just click subscribe. Really appreciate it. Or if you're on any other podcasting platforms, you could just leave a follow, a 5-star review or a rating. I'd really appreciate that as well. Can't speak today, oh my goodness. But with that said, this next guest of mine is an incredible personality, an incredible swimmer. You're going to love her. You're going to love what she had to say. We definitely chatted it up about many things when it came to CCSU in college A. And if you go to CCSU, if you're from Connecticut, shout out to you. Appreciate you. Love you. If you're an athlete on CCSU or if you were a friend of my guest, please be sure to hit them up. Hit me up if you want to potentially come on the podcast. That would be fun to chat it up with some more students. But with that said, my next guest is an incredible swimmer, an incredible personality, a legend in the making, the one and only Miss Natalie Pena. I hope you enjoy. See you in the next one. So, I know your last name is Pena. Yeah. I know my last name is Malave. Mm-hmm. But it seems like everyone, and I'm sure you probably had this happen, where you were called like Pena or something like that. Oh, yeah. Because somewhere along the lines, the authors or whoever just forgot to add the accent.
The tilde.
Or the tilde, yes, to our last names.
Yep.
So I'm sure you and I share lots of common ground and pain in that aspect.
Definitely, yes.
So, you're from Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about any subtle differences between Mass and Connecticut.
I don't know any subtle differences, but it's definitely when I come here, I feel like I'm in a simulation. It does not feel like home. I don't really know. Like being on campus, it's just like I'm on campus, and at home, I'm home, and it's more of a like homey vibe. I'm from a really small town, so it's like very homey.
It seems like everyone from Mass is from a really small town.
Yeah, my town's really, really small.
Really? So everyone knows each other type of thing?
I know everyone in my town.
Just go outside. I know you.
Yeah. Yeah, and then coming here, it's like I know everybody at school because we go to such a small school. Yep. But definitely when I'm like driving to school, I'm like, I'm going into a simulation because it doesn't feel like life when I come here.
But
and then I go home.
What gives off that vibe to you?
I don't know. I feel like it's me going to school here and not at home.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I feel like maybe not having my family around might be part of it.
That's probably a part of it.
I don't really know, but it just doesn't feel the same when I'm going through life, but I don't know why.
So Mass and CT they're far, but they're close.
Yeah.
So is the community you're at, is everyone like very talkative compared to here? Because Connecticut's very, I don't know if you've picked up on the vibe yet. Connecticut's very awkward. Yeah. Like it's very hard to actually make genuine conversation here.
That's true. I feel like at home, because I know everybody, it's more of like, I go down the street, I know them. Yeah. When I'm at school, I'm like, I don't have anybody except for my team and my friends. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, if you don't mind sharing, what ended up being the reason that you came to CCSU? Of all the possible places you could have gone.
It's kind of a funny story. So, the whole recruiting process is really stressful.
I'm sure it is.
And I was procrastinating it a ton. But originally I wanted to go down to Florida. My number one was UMiami. I really wanted to go to UMiami.
Was that a realistic possibility?
To walk on. They're really, really fast. Very talented program. Man. But I really wanted to go down to Florida. Even if it wasn't there, I wanted to be in Florida. But then I slowly started to make my way back up the coast. And I went on a recruiting trip in North Carolina. And then slowly kept coming more and more up the coast.
Oh, no, that's so sad.
Yeah, the last place I wanted to be was Connecticut. So that might be part of why it feels like a simulation. Yeah. But
just every day you wake up, you're like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
From Florida to here. Yeah. What are we doing?
But I went on a recruiting trip to a school in North Carolina. And then I came home, and they, like, had offered me, like, an opportunity. And, like, I had to talk to my family about it because, realistically, I wouldn't have been able to come home if I went to that school. So I really had to think about it. And by the time, like, I was able to, like, make my decision that I wanted to go there, they had no more money left to give out for scholarships.
Oh,
so,
man.
That was, like, the toughie. But at that point, I was like, oh, my gosh, I'm not going to college. I was like, I need to swim, but I'm not going to be broke. Because that was the thing. So it was funny because my current coach right now reached out to my club coach that I swam for in high school, and they were friends. And he was like, hey, like, I see that Natalie hasn't committed anywhere yet. Can I reach out? I'm interested in her times and how she swims. Can you pass my message over to her? So then within a week, I was here on a recruiting trip. And yeah, I had a teammate that I swam with in high school that went to Central and swam. And I was on my recruiting trip with her, and it just felt like home the second I got there. It was pouring rain when I got there, but being with the team.
Set the tone.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. The team was family right away.
Yeah.
And the coach was very welcoming right away. And I just was like, this is home. This is where I'm going. I committed the week later.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Just bought in last second.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
What a wonderful process.
Yeah.
So, if I'm not mistaken, you said club back in high school.
Yeah.
So did you not have an actual team and it was a club, and then you just competed against? How did that work? Break that down.
So I didn't swim for my high school team. The high school team that I had was like, they were almost like teaching the kids how to swim. It was not competitive.
And you were like, nah.
No, it would have held me back.
Yeah.
So I swam for this team called Crimson Aquatics.
Shout out to y'all. the aquatics.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I swam for them, and it's just, they have different club teams throughout, I think, Mass and Connecticut. But I swam for this team from freshman year to my senior year of high school, and I go back and swim for them when I'm home for the summer because we have to maintain our training. Mm-hmm. But we compete against different club teams throughout the year.
How far away are those teams?
My team... Average? From my house is 25 minutes.
Okay.
I swam for a YMCA team before I went to my club team. That was 45 minutes away. So it really just depends on where you live. I know a few of my friends that are from Mass, they have their teams that are 20 to 30 minutes away from their house. So it just depends on what team. There's teams all over Mass, so everybody finds their home.
Right.
Wherever it like works for them.
So I think the number one question at this point is that everyone wants to know, if they don't know already, of all the sports, and this is no diss, what got you into swimming? Because you also are the very first swimmer to be on the podcast.
And thank you for having me. It was the first one.
Yeah, no, this is great. And also, second question. Me right now, in my current shape, and you don't even know if I've had any training or swimming lessons. Let's say you and me start at shore on a beach, race to the buoys and back. Who do you think wins? I love asking athletes if I can compete in their own thing.
Well, the funny thing is, swimming like in open water like that is completely different than swimming in a pool. Oh, for sure. So it's like hard because I also haven't swum in open water in so long, so I don't really know. Yeah. But swimming, why swimming? So my dad knows how to swim. He swam growing up. My mom never knew how to swim. She still does not know how to swim.
And you haven't taught her?
No.
That's crazy.
So my mom really wanted to just make sure that I knew how to swim because she didn't know how to swim. And I was really good at it. I wasn't good on land. I have a really bad ankle. I've actually gotten injured many times just from walking.
Oh, my God.
I have a weak ankle. So it was kind of just a sport that I was really good at. And I enjoyed it a lot. So when I would swim, I was just like, I want to keep swimming. Like, growing up, that was really what I was good at.
Just like Dory, look at that.
Yeah. But I did other sports. I did horseback riding for a few years.
Oh, you're into like the finesse sports. I don't even know finesse is more like tennis. I don't even know what you would call that.
I don't know what it would be called
like
either.
They're not even uncommon. More like I don't know. They're like majestic. But there you go. The majestic sports. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, we'll call it that.
So I did that, and I really enjoyed it, but then I got kicked by a horse. And
wait. How does that happen? Well, I mean, obviously, like...
I fell off a horse, and then I got kicked. So that was the end for me.
Where'd you get kicked?
In my back. Yeah, so then I was done for that.
How old were you?
I don't remember. I did it for like 7 years or so.
Was it like a full-on...
Honestly, I don't know. I kind of blacked out.
Oh my God, that's rough.
Yeah.
Do you have a fear of horses now?
No, I miss it so much. The second I stopped doing it, I wanted to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I was so sad, but I focused more on the swimming. But growing up, I did every sport except for field hockey and softball. I did soccer, gymnastics. I tried everything.
You do any of those in high school, or was it just swimming?
Just swimming. Yeah, I don't have a regret of it, but I really wish I could have been able to do like field hockey.
Yeah.
But I'm happy I stayed with the swimming.
Yeah, it sounds like that was the right path for you.
Yeah.
So I know for our town, every year in the summer they do swimming lessons, and they do, I forget like the stages of which you rank up.
Okay.
I'm assuming that you've gone through like all of that, or are you just I'm just a naturally gifted swimmer. Like did you have any like swimming lessons?
Yeah, I did.
Like,
yeah, I did at the YMCA near me, and I went through all that. I was so young, I don't really remember that part.
Yeah, but you pretty much, I'm sure you leveled up so fast. Like, yeah, you're good.
You'd have to ask my mom. I don't really remember.
Yeah. So, but when it comes to that, so how exactly? Because I'm sure for college, and same with high school or club, there's different types for people that don't know. There's different types of races or whatever the case is. Yep. And also, there's diving.
Yep. I don't really know much about diving.
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
But,
Two different fields. Same water. Different.
But different events, different stuff.
So, how exactly did you learn all the strokes? Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Strokes. Yeah. How'd you learn all the different ones?
Just with lessons they teach you. Yeah, and then on my first team, my YMCA team, they help you just improve and get better and faster. There's parts of technique that people don't realize, like kicking off the wall. You really need to... I was known for underwaters when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Like, so pushing off the wall and kicking like far past the flags.
So you're able to probably generate a lot of power. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like you're one of the best at it?
Yeah, it takes a lot of training outside the pool and in the pool to like just strengthen your body. There's a lot of details that go into it all.
Care to break any of it down? You can. If you want to get technical, you can.
So starts like the start, like with I do backstroke. I specialize in backstroke. That's kind of what I got recruited for.
Nice.
So backstroke, you're in the water. That's how you start the race.
Yep.
And you're pulling yourself into the block with the.
So you're facing
the block.
Yep, facing it. Yep, gotcha.
Yeah. So pretend this is the block right here. I'm holding the handles. You have to pull yourself into the block. So a lot of times, like you're breaking that start down and working your power to arch into the water and get yourself out as far as you can, and then working those underwaters. To then doing a fast breakout. Because if you have a slow breakout, then you're slowing down already. Yeah. And if somebody else has a fast breakout, they're already ahead of you.
True.
And working those underwaters. Like, it all, like, plays so much into each other. There's so many little details that go into it. Like, in practice, we do a lot of drills. Yeah. Just to work on certain things, like the kick.
Your stamina must be off the walls.
Right now, no. But, like, when we're in season, yeah.
When does the season start for you guys?
Our practice starts on Tuesday. And then we kind of just we train all year. So
break down what a regular practice looks like for you, if you can.
Yeah. So, well, I'll tell you the week, like how we do our training.
Break it down.
So Mondays we have doubles. So we have a practice super early in the morning. We go to our classes, and then we have another practice in the afternoon. So the way it's been in the past is that we do our days. Our NECs, which is our championship, is 4 days long, 4.5 days long.
Damn.
So the certain events are on certain days. So when we do our practices, we have certain days. So like Monday could be day 1 events. What I do on day 1 is the 500 freestyle, which is 20 laps of freestyle.
Oh, 20?
That's not even the longest.
That's not even a lot. Oh my God. No, you definitely get some great work in there. Oh my God. How many calories do you think you burn in a normal practice?
I don't know. A lot.
It's got to be over 1,000. That's insane.
Yeah. So
that's nuts.
Every day is different. It's kind of hard to explain it, but like the structure of it is that our coach basically does it based on what we're swimming at our NECs at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. So we kind of just focus on the little parts of how to race each event and how we really need to like race and the technique of everything. It's just like a lot of different things that we need to focus on to help us get stronger, the stronger stamina, and be able to get through the whole race.
Do you guys lift too?
Yes. 3 times a week.
Oh my gosh, so you're lifting and in the pool. That's crazy. But I'm sure the pool probably helps with soreness.
Oh
right?
yeah. Initially, like when we're going back now to start lifting, we're gonna be hurting the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But that's how it always is, and we'll see how it goes. But usually it's sore, and then you get in the pool. Sometimes you feel like you're drowning, like sinking, because your body's so sore.
Right.
And we lift heavy, so like your muscles are just like getting tighter. And then once you get in the water, it's obviously like relaxing, but it's hard to do the swimming and be good. So.
I know in the Navy SEALs they have to do this thing where they
have to do like a swimming test.
They have to tread above water.
Yep.
With, I forget how many pounds of
I've heard that. I don't know
because I read I don't know if you've heard of David Goggins. He's the guy that's like, oh, who's gonna carry the boats? Okay, we don't know. He's like this big, it's whatever. But in his book, he talked about how like people's lungs were just choking on water, just trying to tread for like.
With weight on them, that's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that wild? Yeah, no, that's insane. Yeah. But what is like that you could think of the most, not brutal, but one of the more challenging stamina workouts, I guess you could say, or practices that you know? Like, is there one where you're like, oh my God, like we have to do this right now? We have
test sets on Saturday mornings. So, like, one thing that we do, it's not the most brutal, but it's like we all dread it, is doing a timed 2,000, which is 80 laps. So our coach gets our time for that. And that's like what sets the tone for our season, like for like our time.
80 each person?
80 each person.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not kidding.
How long does that normally take?
I don't remember.
Is there any point
36 minutes, maybe even longer. I can't remember.
If you're
it's been
on
a while.
Lap like 41, you're like, oh, guys, breather.
You got to keep going.
That's crazy.
There's no stopping.
And are you all going at the same time?
So usually we break it up.
Okay.
Depending, like our coach breaks it up, and like half the group will go first, and then we take their times because there's so many of us. Our coach can't get all of our times. Yeah. But we always dread that when that comes.
I would dread it too. What?
Yeah.
Is that regular swimming? Just as fast as you can?
Yeah, freestyle.
Gotcha.
Just swimming it.
What's that you can share? What's like the master technique or like way to freestyle swim? So if let's say you're just like, I know you said you haven't swimmed. Gosh, my vocab is so off today. Yeah, in the ocean.
I have, but just
yeah. I'm just saying, like, so let's say you were just jumping the ocean, and then you wanted to swim from like point A to point B. Mm-hmm. Obviously, current and everything is one thing, but like, what's the best? Because I forget how many strokes before you breathe, because isn't there like a...
Yeah, usually when you're doing open water swimming, you're not breathing to the side like we do when we're practicing in a pool.
Right.
You usually lift your head up. What I was told, it could be completely different, but when I would do open water swimming, we would do like 5 strokes and then lift your head to breathe, 5 strokes, lift your head to breathe.
So every 5?
Yeah.
You think that's the magic number?
I don't know. That's what I was told when I would do it.
Be my new magic number.
Okay.
Right. It's better than nothing. Better than just swimming frantically.
Yeah, the other thing is that, especially in the ocean, people get cold. So, like, the other thing is, like, calming your breath down and not immediately going, like, so fast.
Yeah.
It's, like, making sure your strokes are, like, long and that you're, like, focusing on keeping yourself calm. Because I feel like that's the biggest mistake somebody can make.
So, I'm sure most people who aren't swimmers, before they go into a pool or they go into the ocean, there's always that, like, you want to dip a toe because you don't want to get cold. For you, I'm sure you're jaded at this point. Yeah. Just get in the pool.
Yeah. That's what I tell the kids I teach lessons to. I'm like, just get in the pool.
So, for someone like you, do you think, I don't know if you do them or not, totally get them if you don't, but do you do ice baths?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Every morning?
No.
How often do you do them?
I don't do them often enough. We should be doing them more, but when we go to conference at the end of the season, we do it every night. Or every time, actually more than that. So we have preliminaries and finals at our conference. So you have to swim fast in the morning to be swimming at night. So after you swim in the morning, you have to take an ice bath. And then...
Is that mandatory?
Yeah, by our coach. And then at night, we have to do another ice bath when we're done.
Yeah.
So it's just like a part of our recovery. Leading up to conference, I usually will like do it so that my body isn't in shock initially when we get there.
Right.
But I know a lot of my other friends from other schools that swim, they do it more often than we do. But I know a lot of other athletes that do ice baths more regularly.
What are the benefits personally for you that you feel?
I feel it really calms me down.
You think so?
Yeah, and helps with the recovery, especially like the soreness. When we get closer to conference, our training's completely different. So we're like doing less yardage and we're working harder, so the body gets tired more. And I feel like for some weird reason, it does help with the recovery. I enjoy them. I dread them initially, but then after the fact, I'm so glad I did that.
Right when you get out.
Yeah.
I hear that. I'm not a scientist, so nobody quote me for the love of God. I hear that it raises your dopamine levels, or whatever it is, like the thing that triggers like your happiness or whatever. Yeah. It boosts that by like a crazy number. So when you get out,
believe it.
I don't want to say it's impossible to still be sad, or if you're like sad against an ice bath, but I know that like it's, I don't want to say practically impossible, but there's a very slim chance that you can get an ice bath and get out and be like, God, like I hate I do that.
I believe there's people that I know that do it every day. I don't know if you've seen it on TikTok.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about maybe one day I might get one.
Yeah.
I hear it's a really good way to start the day.
That's what I see on TikTok, that people just get in the ice bath in the morning. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, I see this one guy and he'll say like, it'll be like, oh, it's a nice 37 degrees in the pool, and then he'll just get in. He'll just sit there with like some calm music in the background, and then he'll just like say some like peaceful quote or something, and I'd be like, all right guys, have a great day.
Yeah, that could not be me.
Dude, what is going on?
When we do our ice baths like at school, like we get like a big bucket, fill it up, and we get in, and we literally support each other through it, because it is painful. Like, oh yeah, it really makes like at first you're like gasping for air, but then like we help each other. We're like standing with each other, we play music, we talk about our days just to distract our minds. So that's
like Titanic water. I'm sure you've seen Titanic with Jack.
My God. Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I've seen that movie so many times. Yeah. And this summer I rewatched it again, and I looked up how cold that water truly was.
It was a pool.
Yeah, well they did record in a pool. Yeah. I did know that. Fun fact, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In case
shout out to pools.
Yeah, shout out to the pools. Shout out to the pools. But no, I looked up how cold the water was that night in the Titanic, like in the ocean. Yeah. And they said it was well below freezing. Which makes sense, because like, poor people, I'm not gonna lie. Seriously. Oh yeah, no, but I was like that one guy who was like, was it really that cold?
Yeah, I know.
Was it really that cold? And I was like, oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that was that's a crazy movie, but
it is.
Ice baths.
Mm-hmm.
Back to ice bath.
Yeah.
Sorry, a little tangent, but
it's okay.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you normally do those on tournaments, right?
Yeah, at the end of the season. That's what we usually do. I feel like we should be doing them more like now when we start our season.
What's stopping you?
Laziness.
Fair.
Yeah.
I get that.
At the beginning of the year, it's really hard to get back into the swing of it. Like, I'm excited to start swimming again, just to like feel in shape again.
Oh, for sure.
But then with classes, it's tiring. Like, the end of the day, you just want to go to bed. So after
oh my
practice,
God, probably Are you kidding me? For sure.
We're up at like 5:30 every day. So
shout out to the 5:30, the 5 a.m. crew.
5:30.
Gotta love the 5 a.m. crew.
Yeah.
There's nothing like getting a good night's sleep.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you. Yeah, I
love my sleep.
I
love my sleep.
Oh my God, who doesn't? No, the thing is with sleep is there's so many. Okay, let me break this down. Mm-hmm. So, if you wake up feeling like I cannot wait to go take a nap, that's when you know. And there's two types of people. There's the people that are like, you know what, I'll get used to it. I'll just keep waking up. I'll nap at 12, and I'm not gonna lie, I still make time for naps. Naps are
everybody
great.
should.
Oh my God, yeah. But then you expect, or hear me out, I could just go to bed on time. And then once you do that, you wake up, and I don't wake up feeling like sunshine and roses, or I'm like, like it's not like that, but I definitely can tell that I got some good rest, and it feels good.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, usually I always plan my day to find a nap, because it's a long day, especially on the days that we have doubles. Naps is what gets you through the day.
How long are your naps normally? What's the range?
Like an hour.
Yeah.
Like if that. Sometimes it has to be less, but even if it's a 15 to 20 minute nap, it helps.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, it's better than nothing, but
I heard the regular nap time is supposed to be like 15 to 25 minutes.
Yeah, or I heard
30?
Somewhere that it was like 36 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, so that you don't go into a deep sleep cycle.
Yeah, I just know don't go an hour or more.
Yeah.
Because then, you'll just wake up feeling super groggy.
Which you don't need.
I
hate the days if I take a nap and then it feels like a completely different day after when I wake up.
Like when you wake up and you're like, what year is it? I hate that.
Yeah, that happens too often.
Blurry-eyed. Yeah, that's the worst. Yeah, but that's interesting. So someone like you, especially when it comes to the pool, because I bet if you don't get enough sleep, you're probably more fatigued in the water.
Yeah.
So you practically have, like, I don't want to say no choice, but it's a highly recommended thing that
or you're going to just be hurting the next day doing practice. So,
right.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we were talking about before we started, so it's not just you. I feel like, okay, this is no diss to the CCSU athletics page, because we got love for everyone that works at Central as part of Central. I feel like for a lot of athletes, they don't put enough, or like, I don't want to say include the right information, but like, I guess all of it, maybe everything in its entirety. But let's just go off for you what I have here.
Yep, yeah, you're good.
Yeah, and we'll go from there. So it says before CCSU, you were New England top 6, ages 9 through 17.
Yeah.
What does that mean, and how does that work?
So when at home, they have this thing called New England Swimming.
Okay.
So it's all the like teams that are in New England. I don't know if Connecticut was considered part of that at the time. Because
Wow.
I never saw Connecticut's teams there.
Yeah.
But basically, at your championship at the end of the season, if you were 1st to 10th in the fastest in your event, you were top 10 in New England.
No matter what age group.
No, in whatever age group you were swimming in. So like they had like 9 to 10-year-olds swimming together.
So what age were you when you got this? It doesn't
I got it every year when I was not like 9.
Oh, so
does it say 9 to 17?
Yeah.
So like every year.
So from 9 to 17.
Like each year, I was able to finish
An average in the top 6.
Yeah.
Have you ever placed first in one of them?
I want to say like 2nd or 3rd. There is really fast girls in New England. A lot of them have gone on to really big schools, and I'm still friends with some of them, but I see them like posting. I know one of my friends went to Indiana, a school.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're really fast. Michigan, like they're like very fast girls, and it was an honor just to make it in the top 6, but they would have this banquet, I forget, in September I think it was, where they had like all those kids come together at this banquet to honor them, and they would have an Olympian that would come and speak and talk about their experience at the Olympics and stuff. So every year for like when I was 9 until I was 17, I was qualifying.
So you're pretty much telling me you're her. That's what you're saying.
No.
No, that's sick, dude.
No. But
That's what's up.
yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Yep.
For someone that's one of the better people in what it is that they do, so for you it's swimming.
Yeah.
How do you find, what's your why, or like what's your motivation to try and keep getting better? Because some people can just do it and they'll just be fine with like being in the middle of the pack.
I think it's just taken up so much of my life.
Yeah.
It's been what has gotten me through so much of my life. It was like a comfort place for me to go to when things were hard in my life. And I feel like it's just like a comfort. It's all I know.
It's kind of like therapy to you at this point?
Yeah, it was like that growing up. And I think now it's more about I want to do well for my team. Back when I was on my club team, they weren't as competitive. It was a competitive team, but I think there's more at stake when I'm in college to be doing well for my team. There were so many people on my club team. At school, we have 30 girls on a team.
Holy cow.
So it's a lot less than like 500 kids on a team, like on my club team.
That's insane.
Yeah. So then it was like, oh, you could do bad and nobody cares. So it was more fun for me to do it then. Still love it and have fun now, but it's more of a motivation to do well, not only for myself, but for us to win as a team.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's sick.
Yeah. I enjoy it.
So I was at the gym the other day, and I don't know if it was a replay or if it was live. It was probably a replay because the Olympics times are. Do you know where the Olympics is being held this year, by any chance?
Paris, I think it is.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I don't know, and I don't feel like looking it up.
It's okay.
So y'all can just look it up yourselves.
I'm pretty sure it's Paris 24. That's what I think it is. Could be wrong. Or you talk?
No, it's okay.
Winter?
No. So I'm pretty sure it's summer, right? Summer Olympics are going on. No,
next summer.
So they must have been showing.
It's 2024. It's every 4 years.
Okay, all I know is that I know.
Yeah.
Didn't know if like the 4-year was this year, but like I was watching. I don't know why they were on or what was being showed, but I saw something on TV and it was Michael Phelps' record was broken by some guy.
So do
you know what that was?
I don't remember the event it was, but I know that there's meets that go on like at high levels that lead you to go to the Olympics.
So it's probably one of those like I don't know if it's like a
not qualifiers, but like it's like a high meet for those fast individuals. I did see that. I'm not sure what event it was because there's so many events.
But I wasn't watching like an imaginary TV.
No. I saw that actually. I just don't remember
Michael
what it
Phelps
was.
had like a man bun and like dapped this guy up and like broke his record. I was like, what is going on? Michael Phelps has a man bun now?
He's a dad.
Yeah?
Yeah, he has like 3 kids.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, time is flying. Nah, this is weird.
Yeah.
Michael Phelps has 3 kids?
2 or 3, I can't remember.
He has kids. That's so crazy in itself. Wow.
Yeah.
So, for someone like you, do you watch things like the Olympics or like the top-notch swimmers to kind of like, do you actually like, are there genuine things you could pull away from their...
Yeah. There are.
From what they do?
I watch the Olympics because I just enjoy watching the Olympics.
Oh, who doesn't? I love that.
But I follow, like, different accounts on Instagram, like Swim World magazine where they post stuff. Swam. Those are different pages that post those high-level meets. I don't particularly look to see things that I could improve on. I just watch it to see how successful they're doing.
Right.
Because it's harder because they have completely different training than what I'm doing. But... when they come to see, like, they do a lot of Olympians do clinics so that you can learn from them. When I would do those when I was younger, I definitely benefited from them because they were focusing on this age group and knowing, like, across the board, everybody's in the same boat and how to help them. For me looking in, I can't really pick up what I need to improve on, if that makes sense, because I'm the one swimming and they're watching me swim when they do a clinic with them, and they can be like, hey, you need to put your head back more in backstroke. Hey, you need to use your arms more, you need to kick more, because they're watching you and they have the knowledge. That's how I see it. I don't particularly go out of my way to watch them to see what I can improve. Yeah. It's more like, damn, they're doing crazy things.
Do you think you personally are in the best... Well, obviously you're not in swim mode yet, but do you think right now with all the knowledge you have and with how much you've done, you're in the best possible shape for this upcoming season? Or do you think you can yeah? So, no. Like, you know, like, what, like, year by year, what, like, your rankings are personally?
Not rankings, but just, like, if you train hard in the summer to, like, lead up to the school year, you're, like, in a better mind space of, like, oh, I'm going to do well this year because I already feel good. But it's hard because, for me, I stopped training with my club team end of July. So I haven't swam in a month. And people don't realize, like, for other sports, I mean, I'm not a pro at other sports, but for swimming, one day out of the pool, you're hurting, like, from one day.
That makes a lot of sense, though.
Because of how, like, just the way that it is with water, I don't really know. But I was always told growing up that one day out of the pool, it takes you 2 days to get close to where you were before the day off. So a whole month, like, with my training this summer, I felt very confident going into this year, like, of training. Right. But... because of the month off. Yeah. You know, you get tired, you don't do as much. Swimming is just like a very different sport from other sports.
Oh my God. With sounds like intense.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I like even talking to like my other friends on other teams, they're like, "Oh yeah, we don't have practice." I'm like, "Must be nice because I have 2 today." Yeah. But once practice starts, it's going to be hard just for all of us to get back in because club swimming and college swimming are completely different. Oh, on club swimming, I do every stroke. In college, I only do backstroke and freestyle. Yeah. So it's just like a whole different adjustment.
So because of that, if you don't have to do everything, doesn't that kind of help in the sense of playing catch up?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But we still have to do every stroke when we come back. It's kind of part of the training that you have to do.
Is it also like a just in case type of thing? Like if somebody gets hurt or just gotta do it?
You got, I mean, from my view, you get recruited for what you're good at. Very unlikely that you're changing your events unless you're not doing well in it and you feel like you need a change. Right. So my freshman year, I haven't changed backstroke. I've swam the 100 backstroke and the 200 backstroke, which, for those who don't know, 100 is 4 laps. A 200 is 8 laps of the pool. So my freshman year, I was doing freestyle, the 200 freestyle, which is 8 laps. And then I got switched around multiple times my freshman year because I just couldn't get good. I wasn't good at it.
That must have been annoying.
It was. It was very annoying. Now, last year I swam the 500, which is the 20 laps. And I'm doing that again this year. So it's kind of nice to have that consistency.
That's awesome.
But depending if it doesn't work out, you're switching it up. But
do you think that a bunch of the other schools in our conference are also dealing with these same issues?
With, like, changing events? Or with
not necessarily that when it comes to
the training?
Getting back into training mode.
Yeah, everybody. I feel like it's a very common thing.
So it's like swimming. A swimmer's theme. Yeah. Like when it's the off season, it's kind of hard to practice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you lose the motivation too. Like you want to enjoy summer.
Oh yeah. Like it's like June 16th, it's 6 a.m. You're just in a pool. You're like, yeah. What am I doing right now?
Yeah, I was telling you this summer how I was up at 5:30, or no, I was up at 4:30 for practice at 5:30, so that I could work all day.
But that must have helped you in some sense, though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You're always in a pool.
Yeah, it helped me keep the consistency, but then again, it kind of goes down the drain in August when we don't practice. Yeah. So
and it's okay if you haven't, just out of curiosity, do you have, or have you ever had, like a picture super close finish with somebody to like decide if
it's very common for people to tie.
Yeah,
it's common, but I don't remember me tying with anybody like at the top of my head. But I feel like it's very common for you to get like the same time as somebody from a different heat, because that's how swimming is. You do heats. So like say I was in the third heat of something and I got a minute flat, somebody 10 heats from then could also get a minute flat, and then you tie.
Yeah.
Then you do swim off to see who.
Oh, what's a swim off? Break that down.
A swim off is like when two people get the same time, and usually they do a swim off when it determines if that person's gonna final or not. So
that must be intense.
Oh yeah.
And you've been in them before?
I haven't, thank God.
Oh,
because those would have been stressful. But I know people who have, and it's usually to determine if you're gonna be in the A final, the B final, or C final at conference, because that's how the finals go. The fastest is in the A final, and then it goes down in points.
Do you know, or can you think of the most high stress competition or tournament or whatever it is, swim meet?
Yeah, swim meet
that you've ever been in?
Conference is pretty like intense because like you want to do so well. This past year was intense because we wanted to win, and we won, which I'm thankful for. But when I was on my club team, we went to a meet in Minnesota, at the University of Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Did they all have accents over there?
No.
No.
No. Not that I noticed.
Yeah.
But when we went there, I was a junior in high school, and there was college kids there. So for me as like a junior, I was like this little tiny person.
Yeah.
And I'm just like all these college kids. It was scary, but I did pretty well considering I was a junior in high school and swimming against college kids. Yeah. So that was just like a new experience for me. That was scary, but it was a very cool experience being out there.
So aside from swimming,
yeah,
you're also a college student.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
So break down, if you can for me, your central experience up to this point as a student.
Okay.
How has it felt to be a college student all the way up to this point? When did you graduate high school?
2020.
Pause on what I just said. So you didn't get a prom?
No, I didn't even get to wear my prom dress.
And you already got it?
I got it in June or January of 2020.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's
just sitting in my closet. It's kind of funny. I got it in January. Then COVID happened, and I was hoping prom was gonna still happen. Like the year after me, they got a prom outside, so I was really upset about that.
Yeah.
But my mom picked it up December of 2020, because I was like, I already paid for half of it. I need to pay for the other half and just get it. Like I'm not gonna waste whatever amount of money I spent. So it's just sitting in my closet. I never got alterations for it or anything. So.
Did when it came to graduation, did you do one of those, like, I know our school did, like a drive-by type of thing?
We did, like an actual graduation on the football field.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you still have to wear masks?
Yeah. And it was the hottest.
Sweating.
It was so hot. I had pictures where my mascara is down my face because of how hot it was.
Yeah.
But we weren't allowed to take our masks off. We had chairs all the way across the football field, 6 feet apart, masks on.
Oh my goodness.
We only got to take them off when we got up to get our diploma and get a picture. That was the only time we got to take them off.
Isn't it so weird? It seems like a fever dream.
It does.
That we went through all that.
And my freshman year is a fever dream because I was here training.
We could talk about that.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Let's do a little like gradual build up.
You.
So when things first went down, there's this new disease that's going around. Yeah. Nobody knows what's going on. What was going on in your head?
I was like, I better graduate.
Yeah.
Like, I was so excited because my high school does so many fun things for seniors, and it was just, like, the peak of going into that. Like, we were about to start all that
from spring
stuff.
to summer?
Yeah.
Like that last stretch?
They go on, like, a boat cruise in Boston. Like, I was so excited for that, and we didn't get that.
That sucks.
There was, like, so many different things, and they just kept saying, oh, we're going to do this. Instead, nothing ever happened.
Damn.
But I'm thankful we got somewhat of a graduation, and we did a drive around. Because I went to a regional school because my town was so small.
So what is it like?
2 towns together.
Really?
Yeah. So my high school was 20 minutes from my house because it was the town over, and that's where my town's called Mendon, and the town over was called Upton. So it was called Nipmuc. That was my high school, and all the kids from Mendon and Upton would go there. There was elementary schools in each town, and then there was a middle school in my town, and the kids from Upton would go to that middle school. But then high school, we went all to that high school.
How was that commute?
It was fine. It was 20 minutes. It was kind of annoying when I couldn't drive and had to take the bus.
Right.
But once I was able to drive, I would just, like, chill around there because the pool where I would practice is right down the street from there. But, yeah.
So that was the first thing that went through your mind, though?
Yeah, because...
I better graduate.
Yeah, because
I respect that.
I remember the day that we shut down because my mom worked at the elementary school the town over, and she texted me. She's a Spanish aide, so
nice.
She would work with the kids because I don't know if it's a common thing, but my town has Spanish immersion, so the kids learn all their education in Spanish.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a choice.
I wish we had that.
I don't know if it's a common thing, but my mom, because we speak Spanish, she was able to get a job in the elementary school in our town.
Yeah.
And she would work with the kids, like helping them with their reading because it's obviously a new language to them, but they're learning everything, like science, history, math, everything's in Spanish. But
I definitely could have used that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I still gave my parents a little bit of shade for this. Yeah. So my dad is full on Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Like grew up speaking Spanish. My mom's Italian, but like, I don't know what got lost along the way.
You don't know how to speak Spanish?
No, I do. Okay. But not like...
fluent.
Yeah, like I have to think about it.
Gotcha.
Which is like that, you have no idea how much it annoys me. Like, let me just get on Duolingo real quick. But again, I got to like Spanish 4 honors in high school. Yeah. Never got to AP.
I did.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Well, the reason why I say that is because I could speak in Spanish.
Yeah.
But the writing part is hard for me.
See, now when it comes to the fluent speakers, there's always a catch.
Yeah.
It's either the reading or the writing. Mm-hmm. The speaking, they get an A+.
Yeah, I'm A+.
The teachers are like, I don't need to speak to you.
Yeah.
Show me what you can write.
So in high school, I did Spanish 1, 2, 3, and then AP my senior year because I didn't know how to write. Like, I could talk to anybody in Spanish, but when it comes to, you want me to write something? Let me get Google Translate out.
Yeah, so is it for you, because this is how I hear from most speakers, it's because everyone fluently speaks so fast, they don't have to think about it. At the point where you have to truly break down word by word instead of like combining, because I feel like that's what a lot of fluent speakers do. They combine words just to like
make it easier.
Exactly. Yeah. So, do you think that's what it is?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's hard because my mom taught me English and Spanish together. Like,
from
growing up.
As long as you can remember?
Yeah, like when I was learning how to speak, it was English and Spanish because both my parents speak fluent Spanish. My dad has a very thick Spanish accent. And, like, I understand him, but other people, it's, like, hard for them to understand him when he speaks in English. But I just grew up speaking because my dad, it was easier for him to speak in Spanish.
And what is the majority of that Spanish heritage
My dad's Colombian.
Yep.
My mom's Chilean.
Gotcha.
So my grandmother, my mom's mom, only speaks Spanish. Because of my younger sister, she's learned a little bit of English because my sister refuses to speak in Spanish.
Yeah.
But just growing up, I always was speaking in Spanish with my family. I kind of, like, hid that when I was in school because people were like, ew, like, you speak Spanish.
That's crazy.
Like, back when I remember being in preschool when we were talking about our last names, like, people would make fun of my last name and be like, you speak Spanish. And I'm like, yeah, I do. Yeah. But then at that point, I would, like, kind of hide the fact that I would speak Spanish. And, like, I would kind of get offended when people would be like, you're Hispanic. I'm like,
oh, my God.
I'm like, let me just walk away.
That's that Massachusetts hate right there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Nah, that's crazy.
So, like, my teammates know I speak Spanish, but I don't, like, go around being like, yeah, I speak Spanish. But, like, if I was in a situation where I see somebody struggling, you'll see me, like, helping them out.
No, that's a flex, though. It's a flex to know multiple languages.
Yeah, it is.
I will say, to be fair, I'm not going to act all innocent because growing up, my dad would always bump Spanish music, and I'd be like, I don't know what they're saying. Like, turn this junk off. To be fair, still don't know what they're saying, but it's great.
Yeah, I love Spanish music.
Yeah, I'll blast some Bad Bunny all day, any day. Are you kidding me? No, like no joke. And to this day, still have no idea what they're talking about. I like try and pick up on, like, certain words.
Yeah.
As awful as it sounds, I know all the cuss words. That's all I need to know at this point. But yeah, there's some points I'm like, oh, I know that. I know what he said right there. But yeah, I gotta think about it, and it's just at that point I just don't want to.
Yeah.
So I just if it sounds good, I'll bump it.
Yeah, it's funny. Like my roommate, she's on my swim team. When I would get mad, I would talk in Spanish, and it wasn't because I didn't want anybody to like understand me. It was just more like. When I get angry, I just talk in Spanish.
Natural outburst.
So my roommate at the time, she like got the hang of like what I was saying. She's like, "Nat, are you okay?" I'm like, "No."
That's awesome.
So it's kind of my like secret. Like if I get angry, like she's picked up on words because I've said it so many times. So she'll be like, "Yeah, I know." Like answer me almost in English, like when she knows what I'm saying. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it'd be so great. I have a couple of white friends of mine, and they love Dominican music, like El Alfa.
Of course they do.
They just love bumping it, and they'll just like look at me and just start bumping it. And they'll be like, "What you know about this?" I'm like, "What does that mean? What does that even mean?" Jeez. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Quick question: what are your thoughts on? So, do you have or have a personal preference when it comes to like Spanish music? Like, do you know which?
No.
Which is best?
No.
No preference?
No. If I have so many random Spanish songs.
Yeah.
Because I'll hear them and I'm like, damn, I like that song. That's really how it is for me. Like, I don't have like a specific Spanish artist that I like, but there's like songs that I've heard. When I was in high school, my uncle took my cousin and I to Miami. And when we were in Miami, we were bumping crazy Spanish music.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure it was sick over there.
Oh yeah. So like that, like I can't even tell you who I've listened to, but I just have like certain songs that I like enjoy.
Because I know Puerto Ricans and Dominicans all have some like crazy, and Mexicans. There's like a weird triangle of hate.
Oh,
like
I have no idea.
Yeah, no, just from what I hear. Yeah. Once again, if I'm wrong, don't come at me. Don't kill the messenger. But yeah, do you know are there any like big time Chilean artists or?
Yeah, I don't know Chilean. I don't know. I've listened to like what my dad says is Colombian, but I can't tell you what. I'm so bad at it. If I had my phone, I would be like, yeah, this song. Yeah. But like at the top of my head, when I hear it, I'm like, yeah, I like that song.
You ever seen Narcos?
No.
No? As a Colombian, never seen Narcos? Do you know what it is at the very least? You don't know what Narcos is?
No.
Like Escobar, the show about Escobar?
I never watched that, no.
So good. Oh, I know a lot of Colombians, nice. Like, they have their own beef with Escobar, because obviously it gives it bad luck.
Yeah.
Pretty good show, though, we'll say. Nah, that's a flex, though, knowing multiple languages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was so frustrating to be in a class, because this town, the majority is white people, and I don't want that to sound like a little hateful, like I was just facts, and I'm mixed myself, so like whatever, but yeah, that was frustrating. Like, yo voy a la playa. I'm like, dude, like this is like I should know this already. Yeah, that was frustrating. But my brother and his newborn kid, they've been teaching him
Spanish.
They've been going back and forth. There's this lady, I forget her name, this like teacher that I guess all parents show their kids, like these YouTube videos of her, and she'll like teach both languages or something.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I forget her name, and she sings all these like cute little Spanish nursery songs or whatever, cool. And yeah, I'm gonna be jealous of that kid because I don't know if
yeah, his uncle's not gonna know how to
speak.
His
uncle's not. He's been cussing me out. I'm like, dog. No, but the thing is I'm not gonna lie. It's like one of those things where it's like on Tuesday I'll know Spanish. Friday, Saturday, Sunday I won't. It just comes and goes.
There's something like I find this so funny about myself. But I tell my grandmother, I'm like, I know whatever I know in Spanish because of her and like my mom teaching me. But the days of the week, I don't know my days of the week in Spanish. Don't even ask me. I can't even tell you.
I think I might be able to do this.
Well, I can't even tell you if it's right or wrong.
Hold on. No, I'm pretty sure I know this. Lunes. And
I don't even know.
But I could do the accent, but I'm too like lunes, martes, and like no,
okay,
I don't.
Okay,
yeah. Lunes, martes, miércoles, I think jueves.
I think so too.
Viernes, sábado, domingo.
Okay, I only know sábado and domingo because when I would go to my grandmother's house, my mom like would say we're going to my grandma's house on sábado. So that's how I remember Saturday and Sunday. But besides that, don't test me on the weekdays.
Fun fact, my brother and my dad and my grandfather all named Domingo. So there you know, Domingo Sunday. in case y'all didn't know. Which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
To be named after a day of the week is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of jealous, but like not really. I think I have a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
I think if you have a Spanish last name or you just are Spanish in general, you're gonna be given a cool name. It's kind of hard not to mess up a Spanish kid's name. COVID.
Oh yeah.
How did we
really spun.
Oh, because we're talking about the shutdown, and then you said that your mom is Spanish aid.
Yes.
And
Yes.
That's
okay.
Here we go.
We're good. We're back on track.
We're back. Okay. So you hear that. So did your school say one of those things where it's like temporary 2-week break and then we'll be back?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh wait, no, you're not coming back.
Yeah.
It's over.
I had a favorite teacher in high school, so when my mom texted me and was like, hey, the school might be shutting down for 2 weeks, I ran to her room and I was like, hey, did you hear this too? And she was like, yeah. And I gave her the biggest hug because I was like, oh, like, this is my senior year. Why are we having 2 weeks off?
Yeah.
And I love that teacher. I miss her so much. But I remember that and just being so, like, scared because, like, nobody knew what was happening.
Oh, it was freaky.
Nobody knew what was happening.
Have you heard stories about how it went on Central?
No.
I heard, like, the craziest thing where they were saying that they had, like, a trailer off campus, and if you got sick or showed symptoms, people in hazmat suits would, like, take you off campus and, like...
That sounds like a movie.
Exactly.
Like, that's, like, not...
No, but, like, the thing is things were so up in the air...
that you had to be cautious. Like
you really
that.
didn't know. So it was one of those things where it was like, ooh.
That's scary.
Yeah, that was freaky.
I definitely would not have liked that.
Yeah.
I do know that when some of my teammates that lived in mid... when COVID happened, that they couldn't take their stuff out. They literally just had to, like, grab what was on them, leave, and that they didn't get their stuff until, I want to say, like, the summer.
Was any of it missing or damaged?
Not that I don't remember, like, ever hearing that, but I remember them telling me that they were like, we had to leave as fast as we could. So.
I heard from one person they had a TV in the room and they never got it back. I'd be livid.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Because I don't...
That's awful.
Apparently, I don't take this word for word, but I don't think they had a professional moving company. I think they just, like, got whatever help they could. So it was one of those type of ordeals. Damn. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah. But, man, that sucks. Like, imagine living far away and it's like, yeah, now you got to drive home.
Well, I had a teammate who was from Mexico, and she, like, had to go home. Like
when she was on campus at the time?
Yeah, she was on campus. I don't remember, like, actually what happened, but, like, that's the furthest I know that, or at least I know that on other teams they have a lot of international kids. So I don't know what happened, like, when that happened for them, but I know, I want to say, like, she went home or she might have stayed with somebody until she knew she could go home.
Damn.
But that was a crazy time.
That's frustrating. No, it was nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, people for no reason. I was home the day when Toro sent out the email, and there was videos on people's stories just screaming, running on campus. It was wild.
It's like there's a monster on
no, it was wild. Like, it was like the apocalypse or something. No, it was actually crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was home, thank God. Some people were saying the commute, it took like 2 hours to get off campus. If you were just like in your car trying to get out the garage.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Can't imagine.
But you weren't there.
I know.
You were chilling in Mass.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
My small town.
So, I love asking people this question. So, for you personally, when you knew you couldn't hang out with people, whatever the case was, how do you feel you embraced that time to yourself, I guess you could say? Do you feel like you got better from it? Did it take a toll on you mentally or physically, or?
I think it took a toll on me mentally.
Yeah.
I was, like, going to therapy before COVID happened. Like, I had just started therapy, actually.
That's great. Therapy's good.
For other stuff that was going on. And it definitely, having that therapist, like, during that time, I think definitely helped her and helped me a ton, because I live in, like, my neighborhood that I live in is, like, a circle.
Is it like a cul-de-sac?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So when I was at home, I was like, I feel like I'm stuck in a bubble, because my mom would not let us leave the house. I remember my mom let me go to Dunkin' and get a coffee because I was, like, losing it a little bit. And my sister she was born with a really weak immune system, so she was like, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And when she would only go to the grocery store, like, and bring everything, leave it outside for a little while before bringing it in, because we were, like, worried about my sister, like, getting sick. So the time was hard. I definitely am thankful for the time, because I got to spend time with my sister and my mom, and they're my rocks. Like, I love them so much. So it was nice being able to spend that extra time with my family before coming to school. Like, even now as a senior, like, I like wanted to cry leaving them.
Yeah.
Because it was hard. But at the time, it was hard because I didn't get to say bye to my friends. I didn't get to say bye to my teachers that I really like loved. It was just like you were just cut off. And there was, once they told us that we weren't going back to school, I was broken. I was just like,
right.
Holy crap, I can't go say bye to my teachers. I'm not going to be in the same classrooms with the same people I had. Like, for me, like, I think in that deep way that, like, we're not going to be together ever again in this room. Like, we're never going to be a class together in this school.
Yeah, that is a tough pill to swallow.
And obviously, that's me being the way I am.
Yeah,
but I was just like, damn, like, that's, like, really what hurt me. That, like, I wasn't going to be with my friends again, like, together. Unless we hung out together. And, like, we never did because of COVID. And then we all went to college.
Yeah.
So that was really hard. But I feel like because I had my mom and my sister are amazing, that they helped me get through it. And I don't think it affected my sister at the time, like the isolation. But like once she got back to school, I think it was hard because my sister's 13. So when COVID was happening, that was 3 years ago. So she was 10. So like I think for
Isn't
her,
that crazy? Like
it was hard, but like she was thankful to have like us around for so long. But then when she went back to school, I think it was definitely a shock for her.
Right.
But again, like I'm just thankful like that I didn't live alone.
Yeah.
Like if I lived alone, I probably would have lost my mind a little bit because
I'm sure a lot of
hard.
people lost their minds.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Oh my god.
But definitely, I did. Like I had to work out a lot. Like my club team would do like virtual, like Zoom workouts. Not in the pool, like dry lands, like working out, like on land.
What'd you do, like push-ups, jumping jacks?
Yeah, that kind of stuff, yeah. And did whatever we could to stay, like, healthy during that time. But definitely, like, again, if I didn't have my mom and my sister, I would probably have been a mess. But it was hard mentally. And the funny thing was I wanted to quit swimming at that point because I was just, like, not in the best headspace before COVID happened.
Right.
And then when COVID happened, I was like, damn, like I think like God heard me like needing like a break.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of like a balanced thing because
it was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, exactly.
For a lot of people, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't realize I needed it, I think, until like I was coming to my freshman year of college. So.
Yeah. Yeah, COVID was such a weird, it's like a fever dream with that too.
I know.
We're already in 2023.
Almost 2024.
You're in, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, already halfway. More than halfway.
More than halfway.
Oh my gosh.
September 1st is tomorrow.
That's insane. That is just crazy.
Yeah.
So, you go through COVID.
Mm-hmm.
You go into college.
Yep.
You go through all that. Did you know what you wanted to major in as soon as you went to college? Immediately.
Yeah.
Just in case for people who don't know, do you want to
share
what you're majoring in?
I'm a communications major, specifically media studies.
Yep.
And minoring in marketing. The marketing minor was up in the air. Like, I knew I wanted to major in media.
Yeah.
But the minor came along once I, like, started talking to people, and they were giving me insight, and were like, you should get a minor in business.
Yeah.
So.
Isn't being a comm major great?
Yeah. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing that, like, I'm happy with it, and I'm proud that I didn't let other people tell me, like, because a lot of people are like, why are you going to school for comm?
Really?
I always got
You got that?
Oh my God, so many times. And I was like,
no way.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. They're like, why are you going to go to school for comm? That's not even a real major.
That's crazy.
So many people, so many people said that to me.
There's something that I've learned while doing these and being a comm major. You might, for people who can't dunk a basketball,
mm-hmm.
can't, run a 40-yard dash in 4.2 seconds, or can't do anything super, super crazy, like you're not a magician, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Like, you're not known for, like, something super crazy. If you're good at speaking
mm-hmm.
and talking to people and communicating,
yeah,
that is a crazy superpower.
It is. You'd be surprised. So many people can't do it. It's funny.
Yeah.
Belle Lanfer, who you had on.
Shout out.
We had public speaking class together.
Really?
So that was like one when we became really close friends.
Who's your professor?
I don't think she still goes here, but she was an older woman. I can't remember her name.
It's okay. Just curious.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, I feel like I've always been like very outgoing.
Yeah.
From a young age, and it's just kind of carried in throughout my life.
Right.
So I enjoy it. I feel like this major is perfect for me, and people don't realize you can keep learning.
Right?
Like, there's always more to learn. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's the frustrating thing when people are like, you're a comm major? I'm like, yeah, I'm a comm major. Fight me. Like, let's go.
Wait, who? Who are these people? I've got nothing but love when people say I'm a comm major.
I'm happy for you.
No, but who are they on Central? Like,
no, like, when I was, like, at home, like...
It's that mass hate.
Yeah, I think I've been through the ringer in mass,
this place might be a simulation, but I don't know what's going on out there.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I said, my mom, my sister are my rock, and so is my aunt and my cousin. But, like, some of my family, they've been like, you're going to school for comm? Like, find a real major.
That's crazy to me.
I wouldn't lie to you. It's so sad, but the thing is, I'm like, at least I'm going to college.
Oh.
That's what I tell them.
Crazy.
I'm like, because you'd be surprised.
Yeah. That's a great response. Oh my God.
I've learned over the years. I used to be very sensitive, and I've learned, I'm like, I can throw it back at you.
Crazy. So, do you feel when you went to Central that first year, did you find it easy to make friends and peers, or was it awkward at first? Because what you were saying about your sister, I feel happened with a lot of people. I felt that in 2019, personally, and obviously we all have different chapters and moments in our lives. 2018 for me personally was rough. 2019, the early bit was rough. As soon as I went to Central that fall, something clicked. Where it was one of those things, because I don't know how... Because everyone's like, oh, I loved high school. I hated high school. I don't know how it was for you. I could tell you.
I didn't love high school.
Yeah.
Definitely made friends from high school.
Right.
But, like, I wasn't the popular person.
Gotcha.
A big common thing that happened to me was that people were like, you swim. That's, like, a weird thing. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's just, like, there was always this, like, negativity towards it. So it was almost like I was weird for being a swimmer.
I think swimmers and wrestlers got flack.
Yeah. So, like, in high school, I had my friends, but I wasn't, like, going out. Like, when people would go out, I would be at practice.
Right.
So, like, I had my own priorities somewhere else. So, like, I didn't have many friends in high school. Yeah. I had friends, but wasn't, like, the popular person to be going out and doing crazy stuff. I was more focused on the fact that I had to meet the next day. So, when I came to college, if I didn't have my team, it probably would have been really hard to make friends for me. But because I was living with swimmers and surrounded by swimmers all the time, I was so lucky to already just be given my best friends right away.
Yeah. Being an athlete helps so much. Yeah. It's very underrated.
And right off
helps
the bat,
with that process.
Yeah, right off the bat, there was other athletes on campus. So, like, we were all kind of in the same boat.
Yeah. That
we would see each other. Like, if you were seeing somebody who's most likely an athlete. So it was nice to see, like, that dynamic. But I did make friends because I lived in the quad my freshman year.
I call that, no disrespect.
What do you call it?
I call it the projects of CCSU. the hood of Central.
You're not wrong.
It's just set up so...
It's just really weird.
It's a very... It seems like they
Sam
did that
May
little
definitely
intentionally.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Club Sports Lounge?
Underneath.
Right by Sam May. Like, not the dorms.
No.
They made... I don't know what it was before. I don't remember. It might have been storage.
Sports.
They have a new, like, lounge area.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's actually really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, no, but
I didn't know that.
Yeah, just continue. Just want to shout out the rec for helping.
Yeah, our freshman year, all the freshmen on my class, we had to live in Sam May, and I remember my mom being like scared to drop me off there because it's like all brick. It literally looks like a prison.
It's a little rough looking.
Yeah, to say the least. But then second semester of my freshman year, they closed Sam May. And that should already tell you that there was problems.
Yeah.
So then we moved into Sheridan, I think it was, which is much nicer. But when we lived in Sam May, we would always go out to the volleyball courts, like, as a group. Because we didn't, like, all the upperclassmen lived in mid. So, like, we would just hang out with ourselves and be, like, in the quad. And there was always people out in the quad because nobody was worried about being outside.
Yeah.
So we made... One of our teammates was always playing volleyball on the volleyball court.
Nice.
So we would make friends out there. That's actually how I met Belle, on the volleyball courts. So that was pretty cool. But freshman year was just so weird because I was, like, the only person on my team to have in-person classes. Like, people would have, like, one in-person class or everything online.
So you had all in-person?
I had 3 in-person classes.
During 2020?
Yeah.
That's... No way.
Yes, I'm serious. And people were like, how? I'm like, I don't know.
Nah, you got screwed on that one. Everything was online for me for, like, 2 years.
No.
That's
Yeah, I had in-person classes.
Were those classes stacked? Like, were they packed with students, or was it like just you and like the professor?
No, I actually had there was usually maybe like 10 kids in the class, and then everybody else was online. But like I was glad that I did it in person. Like that's how I met a lot of my athlete friends, because that's awesome. One of my closest friends on the soccer team I met because we were in the in-person class together. So that was a different experience. If I hadn't taken it in person, I wouldn't have probably met them. So yeah. So for me, going to Central was one of those things where it was, I have a chance to reinvent myself, which you don't get often. So if you ever get that chance, take it and run with it. But that was kind of my mindset, and it was just a matter of figuring out how I can separate the younger me to the current me in a way. And I found it so easy to make connections and friends, because it was one of those things where it was like, for the most part, most students, unless you're just very fortunate, it was like, we're all paying lots of money to go here. The least you could tell me is where the student center is. Type of thing. So, it's right over there. I'm like, what's your name? Like, nice to meet you. So that was pretty chill for the most part. And then COVID happened. And for me, I'm someone who's kind of like a homebody in a way. Yeah.
So, like, I wasn't, like, too distraught, because I know there's people out there where they genuinely get their happiness from being around lots of people. So I was kind of chilling in that aspect. But as soon as people came back to the in-person stuff, it seemed like from everyone being home for so long, there was a setback with how people talk to one another.
I totally agree.
Right? You know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think we're starting to get back.
I feel like last year was like the first year that like everything was in person. Like there was no like restrictions.
I think last year was the rough draft.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Hopefully this year it's like a lot better. But
so far so good.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Yeah, so far it's been good.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I jokingly was like, I swear, if something happens that affects my graduation this year, that will probably throw me over the edge.
Are you done in the spring?
Yeah.
You are?
So I'm like, okay, nothing better happen from now until May.
2024, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know.
So, do you personally have a plan as to what you want to do as soon as you graduate, or it's okay if you don't?
I do, but when people ask me that, I'm like, I don't know, because like it's been I've been going through if I want to do my master's or not, but then I've been what I want to do is go into sports media. That's what I would love to do.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. So whether that's like being a photographer or being in their marketing, because I do a lot of photography and videography. So that's what I would love to do. That's the dream.
Do you know Cal Borst? It's okay if you don't.
No.
I've had him on here multiple times. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
He used to work at the rec. He was the guy that made all like the highlights for like rec videos for
cool.
CCSU.
Yep.
He records all of the sports games and like chops it up and makes highlights of them for like basketball.
Yeah.
So if you ever wanted to learn videography and stuff, I know he's someone like he's like the standard for our age group now. If you needed a connection.
Yeah, like I've been trying to like do more. I'm trying to do work with the media with CCSU Blue Devils this year, because I have a former teammate who actually was the one working for the CCSU Blue Devils last year.
Right.
But I would love to do something with football and soccer and baseball. Like that's like the sports that I really enjoy.
What are your favorite teams?
Like
for all those two, do you have any favorites for all three?
No, let's just leave it there, because people are gonna say that they don't like them.
Okay, what are they?
Well, I love the Red Sox.
Okay.
A lot of my teammates are Yankees, so it's like a very big.
Okay, to be fair, I grew up a Yankees fan, but I'm not like.
But see,
I hate the Red Sox. I'm not like that.
Obviously, I'm from Mass, so the Pats too. But it's shifted around because I haven't been watching it as much.
Okay.
But I don't really mean? Like I don't love them as much as I used to in the past.
So is it I like them, but like if another team arose,
shows up, I'll like them, but like I don't have one that's like up there right now. But I've lost a little bit of love for the Pats, though.
There's a team in Ohio, and they have a quarterback that may or may not be on my shirt. that goes by
Oh my God, yes. Well, obviously, everybody loves him. Yeah. But, like...
Just saying, they're pretty good. I'm just saying. I got bullied so much growing up.
Why?
For being a fan of this team. And now
everybody loves him.
Every
girl loves him.
We have one of the most handsome men in America on my team. And everyone knows him. It's great. Yeah. It's awesome.
But, like, I'm just, like, kind of up in, like... Mm-hmm. I'll go with whatever I see is doing a good job. You know what I mean?
I got
But because I'm from Mass, I love the Red Sox. I love the Pats.
So you said baseball, you said football.
Yeah.
What was the third?
Soccer. But, like, I just, like, enjoy watching, like, soccer being played. I don't have, like, a team that I, like, follow.
What about basketball? Are you not into basketball?
I watch Central's basketball, but I don't go and watch
So you wouldn't say you're a Boston Celtics fan? Is that what
I'm
you're
not,
saying?
like, I'm not a Celtics fan. I'm not going to lie.
Good.
But I would go and watch it if I got a free ticket.
I mean, of course.
But, like...
But you wouldn't say that you're a Celtics fan? No. That's a great answer. That's like, now, the Patriots were a problem in middle school and high school. I would have been like, because, like, those fans were so spoiled. They have no idea. Welcome to the real world, pals and gals.
I always wanted to go to their parades. I never went to a parade. I feel like as a masshole, I should have gone to one.
I love that.
But I feel like hockey, I would have to say the Bruins.
Okay.
My aunt's boyfriend would be mad at me if I didn't.
This area is big Bruins.
Really?
Big Bruins area.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my aunt's boyfriend is the biggest Bruins fan that I know. And my best friend is she lives in Georgia now, but she, like, will send me TikToks about just the Bruins players. And I'm like, yeah, love it. Love it.
Great. Hockey's cool, but I don't
know anything about hockey.
I couldn't imagine being a diehard Stan fan over, like, dudes just skating around, slapping.
You'd have to meet my best friend.
Hey, unless you want to persuade me. The fights are cool, though. The fights are great.
Totally.
You gotta love watching that.
Yeah.
Those are solid answers, though.
Thanks.
But proceed. Back to
What was I? I don't even remember what I was saying.
So you're talking about videography and the sports account for the Blue Devils account.
Yeah, so, like, I want to do an internship. I'm hoping to do the internship this semester going into the spring.
Yep.
But what's after Central, I don't really know. I don't know if I want to do another year of swimming. Because of COVID, I technically have another year of swimming. Because my freshman year didn't count because of COVID. So the NCAA did that so that everybody who came in during COVID could get another year of eligibility to do whatever sport.
Right, so you get that fifth year.
So I don't know if I want to go do my master's and use that fifth year, or if I just want to go work, or if I want to, like, it's just kind of been a lot of options right in front of me that I don't know what to do.
Let me paint you a picture.
All right, go ahead. Maybe you'll help me.
My recruiting pitch right here. So this was my mindset. So I took a gap year before high school. Mm-hmm. I know what the real world looks like. I knew that I was not ready for it. Okay?
Yeah.
That's one. The real world is a very scary place if you're not content with whatever it is you're doing. Mm. So be prepared, because just for in general, whoever's listening, appreciate y'all. You're working in an ideal scenario, or like how society sees it, 5 days a week.
Yep.
You're working full time, whether that's a 9 to 5 or however, and then you come home. And then you're too tired from work to do anything.
I know.
So then you eat dinner and go to bed, and then you wake up to do it all over again.
Kind of sounds like my life right now, though.
And then you do all that, and then it's the weekend, yay! And then you go to bed and wake up, and it's Monday. Oh my god!
But that's like my life right now.
and you keep doing it over and over.
Yeah. And
then if you do it for a while, then you earn like one vacation day. Woo! So like that's cool. And then maybe you could stack them up, maybe. So that's like how it is for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's scary if you don't know what you want to do and you're not doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
So that's one. Now hear me out.
I'm listening.
So for someone like me, who knew they still aren't ready for that, still kind of like weighing their options, waiting, or not waiting, but like you're chilling in that sense. What's the best possible scenario? Well, especially since I live in the area and right next to Central, I go for my master's. I get it paid for somehow. I still gotta figure that part out. So I don't know if you knew this. If you get a full-time job on Central, apparently they'll pay for it. Mm. So if you maybe
I didn't know that, because that's how.
Yeah. So if you figure something like that out, you stay and get your degree. You buy yourself more time to figure out and get yourself that spot that you want to land at or land on, and you because you have the extra time, it lets you go a little more easy, feel a little more relaxed.
Yeah.
And you're getting an even higher level of education, which can translate to more pay.
I know.
So, I'm just saying.
I'm just not a school person.
Yeah.
I hate school. Not to put it that way, but like,
yeah.
If I wasn't swimming, I wouldn't have been the biggest fan about going to school.
So if you were to go for your master's, which would entail that 5th year, you would probably want to be swimming. Is that how it?
Yeah, that's how I've like thought about. I don't know. It's such a like confusing thing for me.
Yeah.
That like that was part of my anxiety this summer. I was like, I don't really know. I feel like I should have my life together a little bit more to figure this out, but that's like my biggest thing right now that I'm not sure. But
it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
I think lots of people want you to feel like you have it figured out. It's okay if you don't.
I know.
I don't have it figured out. I just kind of...
Like we say, like it's COVID... It feels like it was so long ago now.
Right?
But then that's how I feel about like right now, that like I keep pushing it off and being like, oh, I'll figure it out. And then I'm like, it's going to come and I'm not going to know what to do.
Yeah.
So like I'm definitely like been playing with the different scenarios, but I have no idea.
So, hold on, let me think. Because you and I are kind of...
We're like in the similar
boat.
Yeah.
Potentially. So my buddy, who's going for his master's on Central, and he also works there. He works in Davidson in graduate admissions. He's taking 2 classes a semester, and apparently, if you do that, you can graduate in like 2 years. So, 2 years paid for, not many classes. You could work, and you're like, these classes, like, yeah. And he told me the work is a lot more chill. So...
See, I keep getting more and more, like, information, which I'm thankful for, that I'm, like, not doing this on my own. And, like, people just keep, like, giving me more, like, support and stuff.
The power of communication.
Exactly. Imagine if we didn't have it.
Imagine if we didn't have that. And we just did, like, sign language all day.
That'd be hard.
Yeah.
But... It's just been a lot of information that, like, people just keep sharing with me, which I'm thankful for.
Right.
But it's just, I feel like with time, it's going to play out.
Oh, for sure.
The way it needs to. The answer will come to me.
The version of you a month before graduation is going to be different from you in this. So
100%. I'll probably be cringing at myself, like, if I watch this in
me
May.
too. I'll be like, what is this guy talking about? He didn't even go for his master's. Yeah. No, but if you truly enjoy being at home, and maybe wanted to finish school and then you take a break and then maybe go back, like, that's also a possibility.
See, there's so many options that you could do. I
was talking with Allie, shout out to Allie Natalie, who was on before you. Yeah, her and I were chatting up about, like, what do we do after college. So is this the trend now? The more and more people I have on, like, I figure out, this is good.
Yeah.
Because otherwise
it's like a therapy session.
Right? That's why these are so great. I love them. Yeah, I love these. Yeah, that's decisions.
That's for sure. Oh yeah.
So, what do you think you're leaning towards right now? It's okay if you don't know.
I think I'm leaning towards, like, finding a job.
Okay.
I think.
Right out the gate. Like, you think that's...
Yeah.
And you think...
Because I would love to go home.
Who wouldn't?
Be home. And just be home.
Who wouldn't?
You know? Because, I don't know. My sister's going to be going into high school when I graduate. So I also
That's crazy.
Right? My sister's also 13 and taller than me, which I always tell people. Because I'm like, I'm 21. My 13-year-old sister is taller than me by 4 inches.
Oh, my God.
I look like the younger sister.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I'm just so close with my family, like my mom and my sister, that it's just, I've missed that home dynamic once I leave to come to school. So, I feel like for my own sanity and for myself, I want to be home. But I think... once more of this year gets underway, like if we talked in a month, I probably would have, like, more clarity once I've gotten in the swing of things, and maybe, like, opportunities and, like, talking to, like, people who actually work in the school's media would help me, like, have more clarity with things. But right now, I think I would want to go work. It's just a matter of, like, really what happens in this year.
And you know that you really would like it to be
something in media.
Sports media or something along
I've gotten
those lines.
offers from some families that I taught swim lessons to, like I told you. over the summer, they were like, oh, you want to help us with marketing at our work and stuff, which is cool, but like I don't know if I would enjoy that. But because I was offered it, it would be a start. So that's how I've been thinking of it. That like I could go home, I'm being offered these jobs, I could possibly go into it, then make my way up. So I think no matter what decision I make, I think I'll be happy.
The beauty's in the struggle. So yeah, and you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not going to be picture perfect.
No,
You're
nothing's
marketing
picture perfect.
for the NBA Finals day one.
Stop! Imagine.
That would be fun. Hey, one can dream.
I know. That's like the NFL would be so cool.
If you want it bad enough, it'll happen.
Oh, exactly.
I know. That's what seems to be the trend.
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, that'd be cool, huh? Marketing for the NFL.
Yeah.
I think you should definitely get in touch with Cal. I could definitely get you guys to talk. Yeah, he's like ultimate. Like he's on a tear right now. Damn. Like shout out to CJ Media. Yeah, him and Jason Scalora. It's okay if you don't know him either.
Yeah, sorry, I don't.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So they both had their own podcast that they did on in the radio room on campus, and they very in shape, very healthy guys that kind of promote and talk about like mental and physical health and well-being. So like that's kind of their niche and like what they talk about and like what they do. Yeah. And then they kind of took it to another level where they know that they enjoy content creating and video creating. So then they made their own company, like at least gave it a name, which is CJ Media. And then they've been talking to all the coaches of all the sports teams asking if they, using their own equipment, obviously, if they can like record and like chop up and edit videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I could definitely like share you their page and
would love if CJ would come on, shoot swimming and diving.
CJ Media, hey, they probably will.
Oh my god,
like they've been making the rounds like crazy. Like I'm not.
We like have no pictures or anything, and I told my teammates because I just ordered myself a new camera lens. Yeah. Because I'm gonna be going on the soccer field and football field, like doing some content. But I was telling my teammates, I'm like, guys, my goal this year is to get us good pictures because nobody has any. Like, since COVID happened, like, we don't get pictures taken. Like, we were lucky that they showed up for our senior night.
That's disrespectful. You guys are disrespectful.
But let me tell you, that's what I mean about swimming. Like, swimming's just like this. They push us to the back.
I've felt that there's a lot of sports teams on campus that are getting this treatment. And I don't know why.
I don't either.
I don't know why.
But that's also partly why I want to be in there so that I can
I like that mentality. A lot. Yeah, so a lot of the volleyball players that I've had on, we've talked about this. And shout out to Bella. She took it under her own wings. Now she's running the volleyball page.
I saw that. She's been doing great.
She's been killing it.
I've been watching it.
So maybe you could be that for the swim team.
I know.
Literally just ask her for advice and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but that's what I love doing. Rolling. Getting to like get the insight on people's lives. Like that's why I was really excited to come on here because I was like, I want to like get more into like, you know, I see it as like humanizing an athlete because I feel like people see athletes as being stuck up, being this and that, but they're like nobody knows like the inside of a person like and who they are until they've sat down and talked to them. I feel like a lot of times people just like have this image that like people are just stuck up or that all they care about is their sport, but like I care about my sport a lot. I mean, I'm going to school and swimming, but there's more to me, and there's more to every athlete. That's how I see it. So that's why I was so excited.
Oh my God, good for you for advocating for the athletes, which is true. That's
partly why I wanted to go into media.
Yeah,
because I feel like obviously everybody makes mistakes, and I feel like the biggest thing that media shows is all the bad stuff of an athlete. Like they got in trouble for doing this, they did this bad, they said this thing bad, but I'm like, where do you see the good things that the athletes say? Do you also know what their family life is?
True.
You know, like...
Very true.
I feel like that's the biggest thing that, like, I've always said about myself because I put all my, like, hard life stuff and put it out in swimming. Yeah. Like, when the fastest times I ever swam was when my parents got divorced. Like, that year when they were going through their divorce, I did my best.
Chip on your shoulder goes crazy at that point. I feel that.
So that was like a hard year, but like people don't see that. They're like, oh, she's just, you know, going fast, but nobody would know that unless I talked about it. Right. So that's how I see it with like other athletes that like you don't know what they're going through. Like you don't know what coaches are saying to them and people don't see that. So that's probably why I want to go into media because I'm like people don't know unless they're in that sport. Like, I say things to my, like, friends that swim at different schools, and they're like, And they tell me stuff, and I say the same thing. But people wouldn't know unless you asked.
Yeah.
So that's why I really enjoy and want to do with media is, like, really bring more, like...
Yeah, I definitely think this is... You chose the right field for sure. I think you're going to be just fine.
No matter what. We'll
Especially,
figure it out.
that like, I want you to... Future you, I know you're watching.
Ugh.
What's up? I want you to go back to this moment and snip the last minute. So you memorize what you said for an interview for ESPN.
I say that all the time though. Like I say that to
so
people.
You got it. Yeah, you got it to a T. That's if you were in an interview and I was interviewing you, I'd be like, you're hired.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Thank you. But,
yeah, that was well said.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I definitely think so there's this term and don't hate on me, don't find it cringy. There's this term in anime that they say called spiritual pressure.
Okay.
What that means is when someone walks in the room, you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of what it means. And I think that a lot of people, and I used to have this problem back in high school. So I used to be totally locked in and fixated or like stressed. Let's say you had like 500,000 followers and I had like 200. I'd be like, you're above me. Like, I can't talk to you type of thing. And I feel that with athletes because of that title, like, oh, I'm an athlete.
Yeah.
You're just like a regular citizen.
Mm-hmm.
People assume that like that's how they see you. So therefore it's kind of hard to like make conversation, like find common ground.
Yeah.
Cuz like you're the quarterback of like Alabama, like, and I'm just a bio major. Like, what do we have that's in common? And when you truly get an athlete to open up, you realize they're just like any one of us. They just do a sport.
They just did it more than
they
like
just
other people.
They just kept going with it. Yeah.
That's how I like see it because I have a friend. We were born on the same day, same hospital. She's 5 hours older than me. Oh my god! And we were born at the same hospital, and we met in swim lessons. We did dance class together. She stuck with dance. I stuck with swimming. So it's like kind of funny, like
that's a cool journey. That's interesting.
Yeah. So she I say that like she's a dance major where she goes to school in Texas, and I swim like in college. So I'm like we worked hard and just kept doing it. Yeah. But we're both. Just people.
People. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think you're gonna.
Because I feel like I hear a lot of people say like, oh, like the athletes on campus. I'm like, I mean, there are. I'm not gonna lie. People make mistakes. There are bad people, but like at the end of the day, we're all just like you guys. We get up. At least swimmers. We just get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go to practice.
Right.
But we also go to class, and we also have problems. So
whenever I go out, I'm more of like an observer. I love looking around and kind of seeing like the way people talk. I don't know if you ever heard I forget the theory of what it's called. It's like the wine talk something or like, gosh, I forget what it's called. It's like when you really just like zone in. So let's say you're at a party and you zone in on like the left side, like 3 people are talking over here. You can hear what they're talking about and then you zone out and then you focus on somebody else. And it was so interesting to see when you go out on like a Thursday night and like you see all the athletes like cooped up like wherever and you're like,
you build this image of them.
What is going? Yeah, it's very interesting.
It is.
But the more I've had, I'll say you guys, just athletes.
Yeah.
In general, it's so interesting to hear what you guys have to say, especially the more you guys open up for future reference. Please, see the way she's talking. Yeah. Yeah. I want to do this Q&A stuff. I hate it. Oh,
I
God.
can only imagine.
I hate Q&As. Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, you clearly seem like you have an idea.
It's just a matter of where.
It's just a matter of where. I think that'll take care of itself.
Exactly. So, like, it's stressful, but I think it will come through. Yeah. So,
how do you think you in high school compares to you now since you've gone on this whole journey?
I'm definitely a lot more comfortable in who I am. I've always been outgoing, like I said, but like in high school, it was almost like I was on eggshells because I couldn't relate to the kids that I went to high school with. Like for my like own home life, from being an athlete the way that I was an athlete, and just I feel like where I come from, like there's a lot of people that are stuck up in their own way, and I don't think I was ever like that. But coming to school and having a team that I see every day, that I live with, that I'm friends with, like I just feel more comfortable in who I am because they've helped me come out of my shell even more than I was before. And I just feel like I'm exposed to more now being in college, and just, I don't know, I just am definitely more mature than I was in high school. I feel like I matured very fast, but I feel like at the same time, I've just become more and more a better person. Obviously, I've made tons of mistakes along the way, but I feel like the person I am today, the younger me in high school would be proud of. So
nice. That's awesome. That's awesome to hear.
Thanks.
So, gosh, I was gonna ask a follow up to that. It's okay.
Think about it.
We all make mistakes. See, just like that. I'm human, just like the rest of y'all.
Heck yeah.
So, what are your expectations for you personally for this upcoming season? If any, it's okay.
No,
if you
I
don't
do have them. It's funny because our coach actually gave us a sheet 2 days ago that we have to write our goals down.
Yeah.
For the season, I haven't even touched it, so hopefully he's not watching this because I did tell him I was coming on this. But definitely, it's always to not get in my head, because like I said before about high school, it wasn't as much pressure on my club team than it is now, but I hold a lot of high standards for myself because I've worked so hard.
Absolutely.
Like everybody has, but like for me personally, I'm like, I've worked so hard, I need to do well.
So it's like self-pressure?
Yeah.
Pressure creates diamonds.
Not always.
Not always. That's the first time I've ever heard that back to me. That's crazy. Nah, don't be a pessimist. Don't do that.
But for me, I self-sabotage myself sometimes.
Oh my God. You're preaching to the choir right now.
So, but it comes out more when I'm swimming. Like, it happens, like, when, like, day-to-day life, but it really affects me when I swim. So, like, my biggest goal would definitely be to not let myself get in my head, not put that pressure on myself, and to enjoy this year.
When you say that, is that, like, in a meet itself, or, like, in practice, or everything, all facets? Or because how do you self-sabotage in a meet?
You get in your head and you just let other people around you affect how you're feeling.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's so hard to explain because...
So would you say you get performance anxiety?
Almost. Yeah.
I got that a lot.
And it's real because I feel...
it's so real.
But people be like, yeah, no, that's not real.
No, it's a real thing.
It's real. But I definitely get anxiety about it. But the thing I'm so thankful for, like we were talking about how much how I wanted to go to Florida and made my way out. Yep. I'm so thankful for my team because we're so close. Like my class, there's 5 of us in my class and we're so close. And like, even when I have those anxieties, like I have a team that pushes me and is like, we're proud of you no matter what. And we say that to each other, but I feel like any other school, obviously I'm not there, but I feel like when I see people, I'm like, that's so fake. When I see people post stuff on Instagram, but I know how close my team is,
right,
and like how close my friends are with me, and how much support I have. So like for me, I think it's just a matter of not letting my anxieties get to me this year.
For sure.
And just enjoying it because it is my senior year, and I don't want to like go into it and hate my year, you know.
I think when it comes to, and let's pretend that you don't have a 5th year option.
Yeah.
Let's
forget about it. Forget about it.
Let's pretend that that's not
existent.
A thing.
Yeah.
This is your last dance.
Yeah.
Let's call it that.
Sure.
It's one of those things where it's, at this point, you're playing with house money.
Mm-hmm.
So leave it all out there.
Yeah.
And, yeah, performance anxiety is a real thing. I don't know if anyone out there doesn't believe in that. It's like if you ever see a kid, if he's open to take a shot in basketball and he passes it away, like that could most likely be a kid that's in his own head.
Yeah.
Instead of just letting it fly.
For me, in high school, I never had it, like, at all. But then when I came to college, it was
really?
Like, yeah, it was like a foreign thing for me. So that's why in the beginning, I like...
You must have been like, what is going on?
Yeah. And that's partly why it affected me so much, because I was like, what is this? Like, why am I letting this get to me? But again, my mom helped me through that too.
Yeah.
And our former assistant coach at the time, she helped me through stuff too. A lot of it is just like the pressure that like we have.
Yeah.
And wanting to do well. At the end of the day, you just want to do well but sometimes your mind just gets the hold of it.
Where it's like, don't mess up.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do bad.
Yeah.
I hate that.
But that's definitely the biggest thing, and I really wanted to just do my very best. I hope that we win again this year. That's come home with another ring.
Did you win it last year?
Yeah, we won.
Did you?
Yeah.
Ring season. Wait, is it wrong hand?
It's
right, left,
ring
left?
Season. Left hand.
Left hand.
Left hand next to pinky.
Ring me. Let's go.
Yeah, I know.
Good for you.
Yeah, we were really happy about it.
Why? I feel like I knew that. I did know this.
You definitely did.
I did know this.
If you follow CCSU Blood Devils, they were posting a ton about it.
Forgot, but I do know this.
Now you do.
Now I do again. Refreshment. Good for you. So wait, so how was, in order for that to happen, did you all have to do as best as you could in each individual category and then they rank them?
Yeah, so when we go to finals at night, there's A, B, and C finals. The A final, you get the most points. So if you get first, I think last year it was like 20-something points that you would get for first place. And then as you go down in places, it's less and less points that go towards your team.
Yep.
And diving, I don't really know how the diving scoring goes, but it's the same idea that like it would go down in points if you're like second, third, fourth, so forth. So every performance counts as points. And if you get in the A, B, or C final, last year the C final did not count for points. It was only A and B. So if you're in those finals and you are swimming as fast as you can, you're getting points for the team.
If you don't mind sharing, which one were you on?
I did the 200 backstroke, and I was in the A final for that.
Holy shit, dude.
And then the 100 backstroke, I was in the A final as well. The 500, I did not make it back, but that's also my off event that I just I'm good at it, but there's people that are better at it.
So you pretty much with the main thing that you do, you were in the highest.
Yeah. I didn't finish first or anything. I was just proud of myself for making it.
Hell yeah.
So
that's crazy. Are you kidding me? Being matched up with, and was that the NEC in general?
Yeah, that was.
So you matched up with what against like Sacred Heart?
Sacred Heart.
Merrimack. Are they?
Merrimack, Wagner.
That's insane.
LIU, St. Francis University, and I don't know.
I don't like any of those schools. I don't.
But Bryant left our conference, and they were our biggest rival. We did not like Bryant.
Bryant.
Ugh. Yeah, my junior year, we lost to Bryant by 25 points.
That sounds close.
It's very close. Yeah. I can't tell you, I don't know if it's like one or two swims. I think it's like one or two swims if like behind.
Right.
But that hurt us a lot. We were all so sad from that. But we were proud of ourselves because that was the closest team I had ever been on that group. We were so close. But the nice thing that made me like emotional after our NECs this year was that all the girls who graduated the year before were watching us like on live stream.
That's great.
They were like cheering us on.
Yeah.
And I had a few of my friends that had a watch party with our former assistant coach, and they were watching us, cheering us on.
That's awesome.
They like started crying when we won.
And where was this held?
The watch party?
No, the
NECs.
The NECs, yeah.
Ohio. Geneva,
you went to Ohio for this?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's going to be in Ohio again this year.
Swag like Ohio. Wow.
There's literally nothing there but a pool.
I mean, they got the Bengals in Ohio. I'm just saying.
No, but where we go, Geneva, Ohio,
just like
there's nothing there.
The Midwest.
We ate at a bar like the first night because there's no restaurants there.
That's wild.
But it wasn't like an actual bar like what you would see around here. It was just like it was completely different. But there's literally nothing out there.
Yeah. Nothing but your thoughts and your goals.
Cows.
Cows, sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so let's say when. Let's declare it now. So when you win again.
Hell yeah.
Would you want to go for the 3-peat? Or would you be like, oh, 2, let me take my 2 rings and.
I don't know.
Because
the body's tired.
Oh, that's what a lot of athletes say. That they're like, I'm like, for the ones that have a 5th year, I'm like, if you're going for the 5th year, they're like, oh, I'm getting to my.
It just depends on how I feel at the end of this year, really.
Yeah.
Like, you have to think about it. I've been competitively swimming, like super competitively since I was 7. That's like all I've ever done.
Yeah. So then after this season, you just hang up the goggles.
Maybe.
Is that what you would say? Hanging up the goggles?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard because it's like all I know. I've done it. It's consumed my life.
Right.
And it's like it'll be done one day, but I could do another year. But at the same time, I wouldn't have been there if I had COVID. True. Or if COVID hadn't happened. So.
But that day, thankfully, is not today.
Thank goodness, because I don't want to make that decision right now.
No, not now.
But,
you gotta get in that pool and get those laps in. Soon.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Soon. Oh my God. Yeah, Tuesday. You're just going to be like...
If you see me on campus, no, you didn't. Yeah. If you see any swimmers on campus, just let them be.
Just know that they went through hell and put in pain.
Yeah.
So don't give them any shit. Any problems.
Well, we stay on campus when everybody goes home for Christmas. Like, we stay, when finals finish, like, we stay on campus. We get, like...
Till when?
So hopefully, fingers crossed, all the swimmers, that we go to Florida for our training trip.
That'd be nice.
It would be nice. We haven't gone on one because of budget and stuff. So that's been tough. But usually, when finals finish, we stay on campus until 2 days before Christmas. And then we come back before New Year's. So I want to...
So you're staying on campus till, like, the 23rd?
23rd-ish, yeah.
And then
we go
home and then just to come back?
In 3 or 4 days.
So are you still on CCSU, like, even for New Year's?
Heck yeah. And we stay until classes start at the end of January.
No.
I'm not kidding. So, when I say, like, if you see us... No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah. It's a long season.
I have a lot more respect than I already did for swimmers. Thank you for giving me this insight.
Of course.
This is all new to me.
Yeah. Maybe to everybody else because nobody ever knows anything
true.
about swimming.
Tell your teammates. Let's get CCSU
Absolutely.
swimming some love on here.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you might have set the new standard for y'all, all the other sports. You guys better step up. You come on here, hit this table.
It's funny, like, I joke, and I have a lot of friends on the baseball team, and they'll complain, and I'm like, be quiet. I'm like, you don't know. And they're like, no, Nat, like, listen. And I'm like, I'm listening, but you feel what we feel.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like we have a really tight-knit community at Central, which I feel like is very
Seems
rare.
that way.
Very rare because it's such a small school. But, like, the biggest thing that I enjoy is that, like, I have friends on different teams that will come and support us. And likewise, like, I'll do the same for them. But I feel like it's because we're such a small school that, like, everybody knows everybody again. Like, we can go and support those people.
Right.
Which I really like because I have my friends that actually are able to come to my meets because in high school I never had that. Nobody would come to, like, it would just be my family. So I think that's another special thing about, like, going to Central. So.
I think you've summed it up very well. Why can't I speak today? There's something
it's
in the
okay.
air.
It must be.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's that chlorine in the water.
Maybe you smell chlorine on me.
This was fun.
Oh, I'm glad. I enjoyed it.
I told you I was going to ask you 3 things.
Oh gosh, yes.
At the very beginning.
Yes.
Do you think you're finally ready to answer them?
I think so. You have to remind me the questions so that I can refresh
my
my
of course.
brain.
Yeah, I'm not going to, like, answer them. It's just
answer them without me telling you.
Yes. Let's start with favorite music album or one to recommend. It's okay. No pressure.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
And if you can't do one, you could be like, oh, well, I can give you, like, my top 3 favorite artists or something.
I have favorite art. Yeah, I'll give you my favorite artists.
Just do artists.
This isn't in an order, but this is just, like, my favorite artists.
Mm-hmm.
Love Shawn Mendes.
Shawn Mendes is fire.
Yep.
Shout out to Lost in Japan.
Yeah,
song
that's
goes
a great
crazy.
song. Great song. Justin Bieber,
Naturally.
which I get hate for.
I used to get hate for liking Justin Bieber music in middle school.
Yeah.
And then when he dropped Purpose.
Yeah, everybody switched.
Everybody and their mother was bumping that album. So when he had that comb over with the platinum blonde, he was on a different time.
Yeah. Recently, I've been really liking Miley Cyrus.
Her music's great.
Her music lately has been really popping off. I really like her.
Not her latest album, but the one before I really enjoyed.
She just dropped a single on Monday, I want to say it was.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed it. It was like something young. It was like referring to like when she was in her bad era. Mm-hmm. But I think those are my 3 right now.
If you were to pick one of the 3, who would you rock with?
Shawn Mendes or Justin Bieber. I can't decide. I've seen Shawn Mendes in concert.
If you were to choose an album between the 2.
To determine which one I like more?
Sure.
Purpose from Justin Bieber.
Favorite song off Purpose?
I don't know. I can't think of one. But I do like that
So I gotta get a Purpose vinyl.
You should. I would be signing that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fire. Movie or show recommendation or both?
Movie. I really enjoy romance. That's just how I am.
Okay.
So The Best of Me has always been my favorite movie. the book is written by Nicholas Sparks. So like the movie.
What's it about?
In the short of it, it shows like the perspective of when they were younger and then when they were older, of this couple, and they were from two different like crowds of people, and then the guy like found that he like really liked this girl, and then she started liking him, and they end up dating, and in the end, basically, it shows how like when he accidentally kills his cousin, and she was there for him during that whole thing. And then her son ends up having a heart condition and almost dying. He gets killed by the bad crowd that his family was associated with, and his heart gets donated to her son. But they never get married. So they go like years without talking to each other, and then they come back into each other's lives because the guy that took care of him when he was younger, because his dad was in this bad crowd. So this guy like helped him out to better himself.
Right.
And he dies. And he comes back into town where the girl used to live. And they,
I don't need to watch the movie anymore. I mean, I got the whole gist.
No, it's not even the whole thing, but that's just like the
sounds
gist
like
of
a good plot.
I love Nicholas Sparks, so like I really enjoy like his movies, like a lot of his movies I really enjoy. But yeah, it's cheesy because everyone's like, oh, no, every love movie's the same.
As long as you didn't see The Notebook, I've got The Notebook a bunch of times.
I don't like The Notebook.
I don't either.
I like the sounds in it when I see it on TikTok, but that's kind of
Tell me why you don't like it.
I don't know. I don't see the appeal.
I think it's a toxic movie.
I don't know if it's toxic, but like I don't know. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I like watched it once but barely finished it.
I think it's a good movie, but not for the reasons that people think.
Okay, fair.
That's fair. That's my take on it.
I get that. Okay.
Okay.
And what was the other? You said something else. Movie
or show?
Show, One Tree Hill.
You've seen One Tree Hill?
I love One Tree Hill.
That's a great show.
I've watched it like 3 or 4 times.
I saw One Tree Hill back in like freshman year of high school.
Oh, I love One Tree
Hill. That was a great theme song.
Love it.
That was a really good shout. That might be the first One Tree Hill shout on here.
I love One Tree Hill. Like it's like one of my comfort shows.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
I would. It's so
yeah,
good.
that's a good one for sure. If you haven't seen One Tree Hill, shout out to that show.
If you haven't, go watch it.
Yeah. Last but not least, and you've dropped some pretty good dimes, but if you have another for words of wisdom or inspiration to leave to your future self or whoever's listening.
I feel like this kind of just goes to everyone because I'm even still working on it. Not letting other people get to you, especially a coach or people who don't believe in you.
Ooh.
I'm still working on it myself, but I feel like that's something to always think about. And then I always say that everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
And everything comes into your life for a reason. So even if you don't like it, let it happen.
Let it happen. Is that a Beatles song? I think it might be.
I don't know.
Let it happen. That sounds like a Beatles song.
Maybe it is.
Very, very inspirational.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice words.
Thank you.
This was fun.
I had a great time.
Yeah, no, this was great. Hopefully your teammates or
we can get more people on here.
Yeah, let's do it. You. Sounds like a plan. I gotta get you in touch with.
Absolutely.
With Mr. Boris, because you're gonna be like, whoa, like I thought this is what I know. He's like a guru.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's like starting a job and you get linked up like day one of your shift with like that cool person at work, and they're like, oh, I got you, and you're like, oh, bet. So we're gonna get you hooked up with that. This was great.
Thank you.
I appreciate all you. Yeah, today's been a good day. Busy day, but a good day.
Great day.
And it's always about stacking the great days.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, love you all. Appreciate you all.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Ciao for now, people. Peace.